Good evening and welcome to our Testimonial Tuesday for Tuesday, April 19th. Wow, April's almost halfway over. My name is Vicki Drobnes and I'm a Ruby Ambassador and Diamond in Qualification with Plexus Worldwide. And I am beyond thrilled to have one of my team members here tonight because usually I have other guests in, but when Lisa was telling me all about some training that she had gone to very recently, I was like, girlfriend, you've got to get on here and share this with everybody because it was just phenomenal information. So I'm going to quickly go ahead and do our disclosure and then turn it over to Lisa. So let me share my screen. Give me a moment as I get click on all the bells and whistles that I have to do. All right. So here's our disclosure. This presentation is brought to you by Independent Plexus Ambassadors and is not sponsored by Plexus Worldwide. The Independent Plexus Ambassadors and Plexus Worldwide do not claim to cure, treat, or prevent any disease and take no responsibility for personal actions taken by any viewer. Plexus makes no guarantees or projections of income, as such representations may be misleading. Your success depends on your effort, commitment, skill, and leadership abilities and how effectively you exercise those qualities. All inspirational testimonies and tips should not be considered medical or financial advice and are not representative of Plexus Worldwide. They are tips, inspiration, and motivation based solely on the personal results or opinions of the participants. So let's see, go ahead. And as you're listening to Lisa, be thinking about people that you know. Who needs to hear this information? This is important stuff. It may be a member of your team. It may be somebody that really needs to get involved in this business or needs our product. So just be thinking about that. Make a note so that whenever the recording is released, you can share it with them. So we're going to go ahead and start with the guest portion of our event here. So I'm going to unmute Lisa. Are you unmuted there? Hello, Lisa. I'm not getting you. There she is.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Technical difficulties happen. We go with the flow on that. I have two of you now, but that's okay. So it'll respond to the one that's talking. So I'm going to go ahead and mute myself, let you introduce yourself, and go ahead and share from your heart. I'm so excited about hearing what you have to say.
Awesome. Well, my name is Lisa, and I am a Silver Ambassador working hard towards gold. I am a homeschooling mom of 8 children, so I feel like if I can do this, this company works for anybody. I am busy, life is crazy, but Plexus works, and the only reason I get through each day is because I have Plexus for health and energy, and I love it, and of course, the grace of God. The training I went to the other night was absolutely amazing. They made it very simple, they made it very realistic, and I've noticed a difference in my momentum since I got back, and I just want to share all of that with you guys. They shared 3 ways to be a part of the Plexus journey, and it's very simple. The first is try the product. The second is to become a preferred customer. And the third is to become an ambassador. It's really simple, and it goes kind of in that order. But the beautiful part about Plexus is that it's network marketing. I am not sharing a product at Target, and Target's making money off of it. I'm sharing a product with you, and Plexus is blessing me because of it. You are selling directly to your customers. You are building your ambassadors and helping them fulfill their dreams. There is unlimited earning power. It's not a pyramid scheme. There is literally room at the top for everybody. There is no limit to the number of Lexuses or the amount of people that can go to Hawaii. There is no limit to the number of people that can share these products. And I love that. Now, I'm not selling Plexus to anybody. I'm sharing my story, and Plexus is selling itself because of how wonderful it is, and people see the difference. When you go all in, people can't help but wonder what you're doing and love it too. Plexus has one of the most fast-growing turnkey businesses right now in the country. We have made it on many, many charts as being one of the best direct selling companies. You are not only with the right products, but you are here at the right time. And that's so important to understand. There's no need to get discouraged. You're doing it. You're in the right place. One of the most amazing things they said the other night that stood out to me is not to compare your speed to anybody else's. I'm not competing with Vicki to get to Emerald first. I'm not comparing my results with her timeline. I'm comparing my activities with hers. If Vicki's a Ruby and I want to be a Ruby, then I need to have the same activities in my life that Vicki has. Our intensity determines our speed, but our activities determine our results. So if you can't have the same intensity that someone else has, but you still put in the same activities, you will eventually still get the same results. This is not a sprint, it is a marathon, and it will change your life. Now, one of the most amazing parts about Plexus is the one Plexus mentality. We are not competing with any other team out there. I might be partial to Charlotte and Brenda's teams because I'm on them and I love our team culture, but I'm not competing with anybody else's team. We are one Plexus. And Plexus as a company does that, but also the diamonds in Plexus run their teams that way. And that is one of the most beautiful things out here. We are not a cutthroat business. We are a team and a culture of community. One of the best things about Plexus is that they don't have a ton of products. They have a few products that they do well. The Slim is our flagship product. It was created for healthy glucose levels. When we eat, our sugar goes up, and then when it crashes, our energy drops. So anything that helps balance blood sugar and promote healthy blood sugar levels gives us sustainable energy all day long. There is not a single person alive that wouldn't love to have sustained energy all day. We have products that people need. Now, we also have a probiotic. Doctors everywhere tell people you need to be on a probiotic, you need to be on a multivitamin, you need to have your omega fatty acids. Plexus offers all of these things. So there's not a single thing that we can offer people that they would say are completely irrelevant to their health. Probio 5 takes it to another step though, because gut health is good bacteria, and bad yeast. And they need to be in proper balance for us to have a healthy gut. Well, Probio 5 offers us 5 types of good bacteria, also 2 types of enzymes and grapeseed extract to help bring those bacteria in the gut into balance. That is awesome. I used to take 3 different probiotics, 2 different types of enzymes, and about 7 other supplements. I now take our triplex combo. It's amazing for me, and I feel healthier, so this is great. Now, we also have our BioCleanse, which is the 3rd leg of our triplex. About 90% of the population is magnesium deficient these days. So when someone says, oh, I don't know about BioCleanse, it just cleans you out, I say, oh, no. It has magnesium in it, and your body needs magnesium. This is wonderful. It was explained to me that our bodies are like a car wash. When a car goes into the car wash, a car should leave the car wash. Well, when a meal goes into the body, a meal should go out of the body. And BioCleanse helps with that regulation. That way we're not getting backed up and having some kind of traffic jam going on in our GI system. You know, we also have our X Factor vitamin and our Mega X fatty acids, and you can look on the website to see what those do, and there's tons of testimonials out there. So I won't go into all of them right now, but you can see we have the right products. It's the right time for them because people are really starting to see how important health is after generations of getting unhealthy. And it's time to seize this opportunity with all of the intensity we have to give it. Now, Plexus changes our lives, not just with our health, but with our resources. I can't begin to tell you what my Plexus paycheck did for me this month. In addition to helping put a roof on my house, it gave me peace of mind. My husband, who already works 2 jobs, did not have to go pick up an additional 10 hours somewhere each week to help pay for this roof. I was able to do that at home with my 8 children, sharing what I do, which is take the triplex combo. That's awesome to me. You've been blessed. It's time to be a blessing. And that's what Plexus lets us do. The key thing that they emphasized at this training was not to reinvent the wheel. There are some amazing diamonds in Plexus. I mean, we have Jen Hawkins, Celeste Wynn, Sonia Dudley, Sheila Medina, Lori Welch. We have Amber Miller, who's a young stay-at-home mom who just retired herself and her husband, and they're building their dream home. And all of these women share one thing, and that's that they did it the same way. So if it worked for them, we don't have to go figure out what to do to share Plexus. We just have to reproduce what they've already modeled for us. So even if your timeline is different, like we said before, if your activities are consistent, you will get those results. Fallon Black said it best, 100% of people who don't give up go diamond. That is awesome. And, you know, Andrea Mitchell at the training the other night posed the question, if it took you 4 years to make $10,000 a month, would you consider those 4 years worth it? I don't know about you. I said, heck yeah. And, you know, some people do it in 6 months. Some people take 4 years. But it's worth whatever it takes for that freedom for our family. So, again, we're not comparing timelines. We're comparing activities. Start a list today of what you can do to make your business succeed. Simon Sinek said it's not what you do, but why you do it. So your first step to being successful is developing your why. Do you actually know your why? It's way more than just making money, and it's way more than just getting healthy, because those are things that everybody wants, but not everybody achieves. The difference is because a why is specific. A why should make you cry. If your why, when you share it with someone else, does not choke you up, then you haven't dug deep enough to find the why that will motivate you to stick it out when your business seems to be stalling. When you find the why that makes you cry, you will soar. Now, my personal testimony for that is that I gave my team leaders, Krista and Vicki, my why back in August. And I went silver right away because that why was everything to me. But then my why shifted, and I didn't shift writing it down or focusing on it. The other night when they said your why should make you cry, I went home and I dug deep for my why. And when I found it, my team went from 24 people to 33 people in 4 days. That's amazing. Okay? When your why makes you cry, everyone around you feels your passion and your intensity, and it works. So list down your why, write out all the pieces for it, and focus on it. The challenge was that night, right now, while we're doing the training, write down 4 or 5 things that are your why, and later come back and develop them and make them deeper. And it's not just a Lexus or a trip to Hawaii, although, heck, I'm not going to turn them down when my time comes. But it's about, for me, bringing my husband home. It's about supporting Ukrainian orphanages that once raised my children until we could adopt them, so that all the kids we had to leave behind have enough of everything. Those things make me weep because they matter. And I can't solve those problems now, but in 6 months, I'll be able to be a big part of their solution because Plexus will enable me to do that. Find your why. You'll be unstoppable. The next thing they said is something that Krista and Vicki have already told me. Have a dream board. Behind me over here on the side, I made one yesterday. It's glittery and sparkly, and I'm blowing up bigger pictures because my dream board before was 8.5 by 11. And they challenged us at the training to make it big enough that we can't walk through our day without ignoring it. We can't ignore it, rather. We have to see it and take notice. Put your dreams in front of you. Your why makes you cry. Your why is always before you. Now, the next part is, who do you share your why with? Who do you share these products with? You know, we've all heard of the Frank's list. We've all been challenged. I'm sure your upline has challenged you to come up with a list of 100 names. If you go to networkmarketingpro.com and search for their memory jogger, there is a 4-page list of absolutely everyone you know, from your auto mechanic to your kid's ballet instructor to the cashier at your restaurant to your regular waiter or waitress at your favorite restaurant. These are all people that you can mention Plexus to. And don't get discouraged if you don't say, hey, have you heard about Plexus? And they say, no. And they keep going on with the conversation because it takes 7, 8, sometimes as many as 15 times of mentioning something for someone to want to jump on board and find out more. So that's okay. Right now, though, I want you to do something for me. I want you to write down 3 people that you really want to do this business with, that you want to see run with you, succeed, and you know Plexus's business opportunity could change their life. Next, I want you to write down 3 people that need the products. Somebody in your Facebook newsfeed that's always tired, or somebody you know that has all kinds of tummy issues that challenge their lifestyle, or somebody that you just know could really, really use a boost because their life is busy and crazy, and who couldn't use a boost to do well with that. And lastly, I want you to write down 3 people you're afraid to talk to about Plexus. You don't want to have them turn you down. You don't want to have them look at you like you're crazy, whatever it is. It's called your chicken list because you're chicken. Put them down there. Pretty soon, these people are going to be on your victory list. Whether they say yes or no, you will have achieved a victory because you have talked to them about Plexus. Okay? And if you don't have a chicken list, by the way, they tell you you're not thinking big enough. You should always push yourself to the point of being afraid of what could happen if you did this next thing. Walt Disney used to dream and have his team dream with him, and he would say, how can we make this happen? And if they had an answer for him, he'd say, okay, that's not the idea we're looking for. And when they would dream something and he would say, how can we make this happen? And they would say, it can't. He'd go, this is what we're doing. This is how we know it's big enough. That's what Plexus is giving us. It's the opportunity to say, I don't know how it's going to happen, but I know it can. So now, how do you contact these people? You've got their names. What do you do with those names? Well, number one, you call them. Really simple. You pick up your cell phone, you select your contact, and you call. If you have their number, they're close enough for you to talk to Plexus about. If they're in your contact list, they are on your contact list. And you need to be excited. Your excitement is contagious. Nothing replaces face-to-face or voice-to-voice. The next most personal way to reach out to someone is not Facebook Messenger or even text messaging, they say. It's email. It's sending someone a letter and saying, hey, how are you doing today? I thought about you. What's going on with your life? The reason I thought of you today is because when I was taking Susie to ballet class, I drove right by Dunkin' Donuts and didn't feel the need to pull in because I didn't need the afternoon pick-me-up. My energy is sustainable. And I thought about how you and I used to talk on the phone about how tired we were and we just needed the kids to nap so we could. And I thought maybe you would enjoy the energy I'm experiencing now. So let's get together next week and come on over and let me give you a cup of my pink drink. It's really simple. It's really personal. And it's a contact. Next, if you're going to use Facebook Messenger, use the voice record button. It's the next best thing to a phone call. It makes it more personal. And again, excitement is contagious. Also, have a coffee date. Have a snack or a lunch together. You don't have to take everybody out to eat. You're not spending money. You're opening your home and your life so that people can see how your life is changing. Come on over Tuesday at 2. The kids can play outside together and we can catch up. You don't even have to mention Plexus. Renew those contacts, renew those relationships, and just let people see the difference in your life. And then when the conversation allows, bring it up. It's a beautiful way to network market without being pushy or salesy. Have friends over to your house. Now, in the middle of the training I was at the other night, they made me break out of my comfort zone. Andrea goes, okay, I've told you all of this. Now get out your phone and text one person right now. And I said, And I actually raised my hand and said, what do you want me to say? She said, people always ask that. I don't know how you talk. Use your own voice. And I had to dig deep. And I thought, I have one person that reminds me of Andrea. When she's talking, I think of this person. But this person's on my chicken list. So I got out my phone. I texted her and said, hey, I'm at a Plexus training right now. And the person in front of me has accomplished all of her dreams. And she reminds me of you. I would love to share this opportunity with you because I know you could do everything she's done and more. And you know what the person on my chicken list said was great. How does Saturday morning work for you? And I was like, whoa, it worked. I'm like jumping up and down in the training. This is so exciting. I'm waving my phone. It worked. All we need to do is put it before people. It happens. So when you message someone or whatever and they call you back, as long as it's not a hard no, don't ever contact me again. And I've gotten those too. You follow up. You always follow up because the fortune is in the follow-up. And you do it with your voice, with your words, and with your actions. Your voice is excited. Hey, girl, I want you to do this with me, and here's why. And your words are about them. It's not, I want you to do it with me because I need to go diamond and you're worth 5 points in my organization. It's, I want you to do this with me because you could succeed at this. You could achieve your dreams while I'm achieving mine. We could race our Lexus convertibles down the old country road on the way to the airport to fly to Kona together and have a blast at the luau. Or we could go to Ukraine together and see the orphans that we left behind during that last adoption. These are the people I'm reaching out to, the people I know that have dreams as big as mine and no way to have them happen, because I found the way to have them happen. You need to be authentic. You're going to sound different than I do. You're going to sound different than Vicki does. You're not even going to sound like all the diamonds. If you go watch 5 documentaries right now, you're going to be amazed at how unique and individual those women are. And it all worked for them because they all did these activities, but they did it with their authentic voice. Plexus doesn't cure anything, and we have to remember that when we're talking to people. Plexus is not a magic pill, but what it does do is help our body function optimally. So when someone says to you, you're so excited about Plexus, you think it cures everything. You can't say, well, that's because it does, because it doesn't. What you can say is, I know it's not Plexus that's magic. What it is that God made our bodies to function in a certain way. And with the things that we eat and the environmental pollution that we have, they're not functioning optimally. Plexus is helping regulate my body symptoms. When it helps stabilize my blood sugar, helps promote healthy lipid levels, all of these things, it creates an environment for my body to do what it was created to do. And that is why all of these issues are straightening out for me. We have to be careful about what we say because we have this thing called compliance, and there's an oversight thing called the FDA, and we have to be careful to tell the truth. And that's good because we want to market with integrity. Now, when you post on Facebook, you have to be really careful. I can't say I don't have allergies anymore because allergies are a medical condition. I can say how awesome it has been for me not to walk around with a tissue in my pocket and constantly pull it out and wipe my nose and sneeze all the time when I'm talking to people, even though I'm outside in my flower garden. That's something I can share. And you know what? That message is more impactful because it's personal. They see me in my flower garden, they hear me talking to them, and they know that something's different. That's authentic. I can't say I no longer suffer from anxiety. And the truth is that one of my kids has seen a huge improvement in this area with probiotics. What I can say is that child doesn't break out into a sweat anymore in awkward social situations. That child is not as easily cranky or irritable as they used to be. And their stress level is much more manageable because of Plexus. And that makes it even more relatable because someone might say, I don't suffer from anxiety, but everyone suffers from stress to some form or another. So compliance is actually helping us be more relatable than we've ever been before because it's forcing us to tell our story. This is good. Everything you post represents your business, and you are the CEO of your business. Carl, Alec, they're run Plexus, but we are running our businesses, and we have to act with the integrity that they have modeled for us. And so we choose our words well, and we choose our words professionally. And our non-Plexus post should be just as professional, not formal, but we need to think that what we say is enthusiastic, what we say is encouraging, what we say is magnetic in the sense that it draws people to us. We don't want to repel people by being Debbie Downer. So we need to think about everything we say and recognize that this is a platform for our business. When you private message, email, and text, you can get a little bit more personal than you can publicly. Okay, you still need to be wise, but you can be a little more personal. And that's one of the reasons we want to bring Plexus to the people individually, not to the platform, but to the people. So now when you have that personal interaction, when you have that one-on-one engagement, and someone comes over for coffee or you meet at the park on a play date, how do you talk to them? Well, you ask questions. How do you know what they would benefit from? You say, so how's your life been? How are you feeling? What have you been up to? And you get a feel for where they're at. Because, if someone's trying to lose weight, we have a different product that we would recommend than if they were trying to sleep better. Okay? If someone's always tired, we have a great pink drink, but we also have Mega X that you can take at bedtime because those omegas are fabulous. But we can't say that they cure insomnia. But by asking questions, you can share what you've done in your life and what your results have been with this person, because you're one-on-one, not posting it out on Facebook. So this is where you want to bring it. And you want to find out what to recommend because you've asked questions. And lastly, be duplicatable. Everything that I've shared with you is something that worked for all of them. It worked for all the diamonds above them. And it's going to work for me, and it's going to work for my team. Don't reinvent the wheel. Continue with this system, because everybody who comes after you can do the same thing. The word duplication means identically copied from the original. Identically copied from the original. So I'm going to do what Krista does. Krista did what Vicki does. Vicki does what Charlotte did. Charlotte does what Brenda showed her. It's really simple, all the way up to Sonia and Sheila. That's our line, and that they've all done the same things. They've tried the products, they've used the products, they've been excited about the products, and they've shared the products. That's it. It's that simple. You don't have to go invest a ton of money and take out bench seat ads or billboards or anything ridiculous. You just have to do those things. So, we all are going to have our favorite products. And I'm not going to have the same favorite product that someone else had, because my life situation is unique to me. And that's okay. So we do need to recognize that even though we're excited about one product more than another, that may not be the product for someone else. And that is, again, why questioning is key. Because we want to share our experience, but it always has to be about the people we're helping. Okay? We also need to inspire that excitement in our team members. We want our team members to love Plexus products as much as we do. And that's how they'll become contagious. Happy customers make the best ambassadors. So get your customers to be enthusiastic. If Jane gets her triplex combo in the mail and you think, okay, great, Jane's got it, my job is done, you're wrong. You're calling Jane 2 weeks later and going, oh my goodness, don't you love your new energy? Don't you love how healthy and balanced your body feels? What changes are you noticing? And then when she shares that with you, you get excited and have a party with her. And the next month you say, wow, now last month when you shared this with me, we were excited. What are you noticing with more time invested into your health? And you're checking up with your customers every 2 or 3 weeks for the first several months. And after that, once a month. And in that time you say, I can tell you're a lifer. This is changing your life. Wholesale pricing is available for you. Why don't we sign you up for that? You can get them cheaper, and you can share with people too. And you just talk to them, and you don't push them, but you share with them. This is not a burden. You're not being pushy. You are sharing. That's what we do with people we have relationships with. And over the course of time that this person has been your customer, you have built a relationship with them. And friends share. We always want everyone to be happy, and we want them to have the thing that is best for them. That is what gives us business integrity. Now, we do want to help our team members know their why. And if they say it's something like, I need $1,000 a month, or I'm going under, that's awesome. But let's help them develop that even further to the point that it makes them cry when they share it. Their whys need to make them cry, and we need to share our whys with them and say, what gets you this passionate? Then we help them develop their friends list like we just did. Then we help them send those text messages and emails like we just did. And then we help them build those relationships with their customers like we're doing. You see how that works? It's all duplicatable. And the crazy part is even though it's not easy, it's incredibly simple. Because this 30 minutes, that's Plexus. That's your Plexus business. There's nothing more to it than that. If you do all of these steps long enough, eventually you'll be a diamond. I can't promise you how soon it will take, but I can promise you if you give it all the intensity you have within you and you don't skip these steps, you will be a jewel. And that is the beauty of Plexus. And that's what I wanted to share with you guys because I think it's amazing.
Wow. I am blown away. I love that. And I do have to say, your why made me cry. I started getting teary-eyed as I'm listening to it. And I've read your why, but the way that you explained it with the passion and enthusiasm that showed in your face and showed in your voice, you can't help but get excited about it. And I just love it. And that's the beauty of this business, is helping people reach those goals and their whys that keep them going. And that, like you said, they're different for everybody. There are, one of my whys is I'm very big into my community, and I love helping them, and I love having, that's one of the things I love about my Plexus business, is I have the freedom to go attend meetings, where before I was tied to a desk and couldn't do that. And that we have this leadership program that I went through 11 years ago, and I loved it so much that I became a teacher of it when I was teaching high school. And I would love to fully fund that to where they don't have to do fundraisers, or they don't have to, they don't have to go out and figure out, okay, like we've got a ropes course that needs to be, we do a challenge by choice course, and that's how they do team building with each of the new classes. And we need to either repair it, or we need to build a new one. And we decided yesterday it's better to go ahead and build a new one. Well, that's going to be about $10,000 or more to be able to do that. And I thought, wouldn't it be great to just be able to write out that check and say, here, go get it started, so we can use it this year versus using the old course that is still safe. It's just not optimal. Like you said, it's just not optimal. How cool would that be to be able to do that? So it is amazing what you can do. And it's so much not, like you said, the Lexus. Yeah, I'll drive my Lexus. I'll be happy to do that. I'll be happy to go to Kona. I'll be happy to go to any of the trips that Plexus rewards us with. But the benefits are the friendships that we develop. I have more friends than I've ever had before in my life that I feel get me, and that we have the same dreams. They may be going different ways, but we have the same dreams, and we have the same ideals about trying to help people get healthy. But to be able to make a difference in a mom that may need an extra $500 a month, just for you to be able to get a roof put on your house without having to go into debt, or your husband having to go out and go get another job, that's so rewarding in such a way that no amount of money could ever be. And the Jules are doing this. They're funding orphanages in other countries. They're helping children get out of the human trafficking. There's so many amazing opportunities that people are doing long before they build their dream house. And doing that. I'm sorry, I can go on and on. But if you had one piece of advice that you would say somebody's watching this and they're not involved in Plexus yet, if you had one piece of advice that you would give somebody, what would it be?
Oh my gosh, sign up now. You're going to love your website and jump in, because you will feel better than you've ever felt, and you will see your life change.
Amen, sister.
I ignored Vicki and Krista for over a year and a half, and all I can think today is if I had listened to them 18 months earlier, my life would be different now.
Yeah.
And so I can't wait to see what the next 18 months brings. Right opportunity, right time for me.
Yes.
But, don't waste time like I did. Jump in now. Yeah.
And I like that you said something about getting out of your comfort zone and realizing that if you're feeling comfortable, you're not stretching enough. You're not dreaming big enough, because we all like comfort. That's it. But was that saying that a comfort zone is great, but nothing ever grows there?
Well, it's one thing I didn't mention because it wasn't in the training, but the thing that I think that I have taken away from Plexus more than anything is personal development.
Oh,
and
yes.
Our other friend Charlotte says that this business is about the products and it's about people, but your personal development is what you need to invest in to make all of that pay off. Yes. And I have grown as a person because I'm no longer afraid of situations I used to be afraid of, or intimidated by people I used to be intimidated by. Plexus and this opportunity and this team have really helped me grow into myself and become the adult I dreamed of being when I was younger, and just didn't know how to become. Because when you have friends who share your values, who encourage you to push past your limitations, you just thrive.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because it's feeling that support that you have underneath you, and you know that they've got your back. And when somebody's got your back, you can do anything. You can do anything.
This one Plexus thing is amazing. I am not competing with you for that Lexus. We can both drive.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's and even of the many people who've been on our Testimonial Tuesday, a majority of them are not anywhere on our team. They are people who have said, yes, I would love to share what Plexus has done for me. I'd love to share what I got out of a training. I'd love to share how it's changed my life. And that's the beautiful thing that I've never seen in any other company. Heck, I've never seen it in working in corporate America and in the education system, because it was never that, other than, say, football games. But, you know, it was always that feeling of, I've got to look out for myself because my scores are on the line. And one thing that I would say, having been a teacher, is this business truly is a reflection of your effort and where you are. So whenever somebody says that, okay, you're not being effective at something, like whenever I was teaching, they'd say, oh, you're not being effective because your students have X amount of grades or something, and be like, no, I don't have full control over that. I have control over what I do for my business. And if somebody decides that they don't want to work their business, that's their business. I'm not penalized if they decide they don't want to do it. I just go and find somebody else who does want to. And it's not a reflection on me if somebody turns off and decides to not do that. I can help them the best way they can, but that's their decision. And in our corporate society nowadays, you know, you have step plans, you have certain ways to get increased compensation. If I want to increase compensation, I go find new people. If I was working in a corporate America before I was laid off totally unexpectedly 2 years ago, that would have been, I hadn't had a raise despite working my tail off. So it wasn't a reflection of my effort. It was a reflection of the company that couldn't afford that. And Plexus, being a debt-free company, they can afford it. And they make sure they reward it from the person who starts just brand new all the way up to diamond level. You could start Plexus today and have a paycheck next Friday.
Yep. I did that. It was amazing. It was the first time that it ever happened for me.
That's it. What did you?
Was paid off in 1 week.
Yes, exactly. So that's what I was going to ask you. What'd you do with that first one? You paid off your investment in that. So that $34.95? You know, that's to me, it's a no-brainer. You can't join Costco for that amount.
I have a family of 10, and Plexus pays for products for all 10 of us.
Wow.
And helps pay for my roof.
Yes,
and when we were in the adoption process, I mean, I can't tell you the difference that my Plexus income made in my adoption fees.
And you were still making money while you were in the Ukraine.
I was. I didn't even do anything for 2 whole months, and I still got paychecks. It was awesome.
Yes. Yes. So that is the beauty of it. Lisa, thank you so much. I am so glad that God prompted me to say, Lisa, I want to hear what you had to say. It sounds awesome. I want to do this. I can tell right now, this is going to be a video that we need to share with every one of our newbies. Whenever they come and get started with Plexus, that's what we need to share with them, because it will narrow it down as to what they need to do. And your enthusiasm, it's so contagious. So I want to get out and go do my calls today. So thank you so much, hon. I love it and I appreciate it, and I love you so much. And I can't wait to hear the feedback that we get on this. It's going to be awesome. So thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. If you are not involved with Plexus in any way, if an ambassador invited you to watch this, you talk to that ambassador. That's the one Plexus way. But if you're not an ambassador with Plexus and you just kind of came upon this by accident, number one, trust that it's no accident you came across it. That was my experience, and we'll go into that another day. But understand that was not an accident. This is something that's trying to get your attention for a good reason. And talk to me, talk to Lisa, talk to one of your friends who's been telling you about Plexus and you haven't listened. Talk to them, because it will truly, truly change your life. So I'll say good night. Everybody have a wonderful evening. Thanks.